James wants to do a heli shoot. And I'm like, guys, get on 20 East, boys. I'm at a Gypsy.
You've done everything.
Yeah.
Like you did the James Stewart heli shoot video.
Well, I was gonna say that would have been another stepping stone in the career, right? Justin Barsha Platinum, Walt and I starting the Verb Platinum. So many things with Vurbmoto in itself. No, there was no such thing as amateur motocross news and video same day coverage ever before Vurbmoto in 07. So there's all these little things, and we were getting a lot of eyeballs, but we were like amateur based. So as soon as we started doing some of these pro based content pieces, it opened up a whole nother paradigm of marketing that we were able to get from DC Shoes and Volcom and even Thor, just people that were supporting us at the very beginning. There was no such thing as amateur marketing budgets until we came around. And so we're like, oh, well, we got to start doing pro stuff. So either way, going and doing the James Stewart heli stuff or Barsha Platinum, all these things, like bringing the pro side into Vurbmoto really helped us just keep etching up.
Yeah. How did the James Stewart heli shoot come up?
Oh man, we're reaching into the memory bank here.
That's iconic.
Yep.
That's probably, at least to me, and I feel like I've shot some good projects.
Yep.
That's the best of all time. I think that's the high watermark of a moto edit, you know?
Matilda.
Actually, Griff, go up to the top and just go to Scarlet. Go down the bottom. Sound. Yep. That should be, now you should be able to play that. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Full screen that shit.
Oh, so now we got the music coming through our headphones and not the TV.
Yeah.
Look at you guys, technologically advanced.
This is so iconic, bro. What year was this? 08?
09.
09.
It was between Freestone and High Point. So earlier that year, we had done a heli shoot with Malcolm.
That's right,
and
271.
Justin Starling. Yep.
Yeah.
At the Stewart compound, it was February. And that was for our movie Epic that we were working on that year. So James saw the edit come out because I think we did an Epic preview, and he said, I want a heli shoot. And so he called Jeremy Malott from Red Bull. Again, another shout out, Jeremy.
Yeah.
He goes, hey, man, I know you guys are driving to High Point right now. What do you think about a detour to Florida? And I was like, for what? James wants to do a heli shoot. And I'm like, guys, get on 20 East, boys.
Yeah.
So I'm sure who knows where we're at. But yeah, we were in a motorhome with myself, David Bulmer, Ryan Walters, Travis Stewart, and we ended up in Haines City, Florida. Again, same, like, I think the first time we ever went there was for the Malcolm thing. So to be there twice in a matter of 6 months. But yes, this changed my career too.
Yeah, dude. This is the one for me, I reckon. I just don't think that motocross has ever looked cooler than this. I don't know. Am I wrong? Like, fuck, this is good. And it's still good as of right now.
We've lost this in motocross, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it's sad. I would love nothing more to do this kind of stuff. It's just there's zero ROI in it now. And like, you know, unless I went out here and filmed this by myself, this is now a freaking $50,000 shoot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you can't, I don't know. I think if I remember correctly, we got $4,000 for this, including gas.
That's so insane. 8 million views.
Hey, for the longest time, this was the 5th most viewed Red Bull video on the platform. We didn't get beat until Felix jumped out of the hot air balloon thing. And then like 7 of Felix's videos pushed us out of the top 10. But,
dude, I haven't watched this in so long, and this is making me so happy.
Yeah, I would love, like I said, I would love nothing more to get back to this, and hopefully through the Prospect app that we'll talk about at some point in time on the show, maybe. I would love to get back to doing things like this.
Look at the noise on that bitch.
HVX 200, baby.
Yeah.
Boost that gain to freaking 18 GB. Turn on the lights. I'm pretty sure that's the only time Stu ever used the lights on a Supercross track.
Oh, that's so good.
But it's crazy. Like, we would have showed up with zero plan, zero knowledge. I didn't even know Stu. I knew pretty much everybody else in the paddock because, like, so many of the guys I had worked with in Barsha, Coop, all those guys. I guess Coop was still Am. But either way, there was like this new age of guys coming up that had just turned pro in 08 and 09 that I had great relationships with. But Stu and like Reed, I didn't have relationships with them because I was pretty much predominantly amateur from
Yeah.
my start until that point. So Stu was really my first big thing. But think about what this did for all the other pros that saw this. They knew I did it, and then everybody at Red Bull knew I did this. So there's so many things that just send you down the path.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah, it's just knowing your career and knowing everything and like the start it's just wild that what you guys achieved, what you guys pioneered. I mean, we could literally spend all 3 hours just talking about the crazy shit that you guys did to just that pushed the boundaries, you know? Like I think about I was working for Stroke magazine in 08 in Australia.
Yep.
For Yariv Konsky. And I just saw Verb and was like, yeah, that's it. That's Australia doesn't have this.
Well, no one did, to be fair.
No. And I was like, that's what I want to do. So I quit.
mxdaily.com.
I started mxdaily.com.au and it was just my version of Verb. That's how we connected because I would start sending you my videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like that Verb has so much to do with who I am and what I ended up doing because
That's cool, man.
Just the time that, you know, it was 16 years we've been friends now, you know, and it's like out of that idea that you guys had and out of what you guys created, it's like the butterfly effect of what you guys did. Just it's been so massive on the industry.
That's cool. Very cool to hear and very humbling. It's crazy. I mean, as you sit here and you're showing me all kinds of stuff that you're working on and programming and all that, like it's hard. It's sometimes you get so jaded and you've done so many things that you forget sometimes. And I work with Jason Baker a lot and he's always like, dude, stop and just like, look at what we're doing right now. Like take it in. Cause like you're jaded sometimes and you're just like, let's get through this punch, get through this to-do list. And I want to go home.
The deadlines are real. The stress is real. I mean,
they're more than ever now. Back in 09, we shot that. Who knows? No, I probably didn't even have a deadline. But now you got freaking 80-page contracts and money going here, and here, invoices coming in from everybody. You know, it's a different world than it was back then. We used to just be freaking sometimes 7 dudes in a C-class motorhome without a slide out,
wasted. 90% of the time.
How you sleep in a motorhome with 7 dudes?
Get hammered.
Drink a lot of Coors Light.
Get hammered and sleep outside the motorhome. Yeah, but that's really like when you do look back at it. I mean, I forget so much of the cool shit that I've even done.
Same.
And like, man, even to this day, like for people that are listening, I'm trying to just like, if you really don't know what Wes has done in his career and like the influence that he's had, I still name the folders on my hard drives the exact same way that Wes does because I learned. Like I ended up, I mean, I was able to do some pretty cool shit in production and I fucking learned it all from working with you guys and with your standard and how hard you worked is how hard I worked because I was just like, well, that was my example of what it took to be successful in this industry, you know?
That's really cool. I've always equated this to James and RC. I was never necessarily the fastest or the most flashy or the best. But I've always had the RC mentality. No one will outwork me or figure out more efficient ways to do things. Like it's not just going out and busting your ass 18 hours a day in the sun.
Yeah.
There's a whole back end to doing it right. And everybody's like, how do you pull clips from 05, 06, 07? It's 20 years of having the correct hierarchy and figuring out how to do things and name things better and figure out how to find things better with metadata, naming conventions, converting files properly and having literally multiple petabytes of footage at your fingertips, right? So, and Griff, good job. I did notice I gave you guys some footage for the Joe thing. He gave me some footage from, I think, A2, and it came back on my folder or on my hard drive that I gave you guys, and it had the correct.
It went straight in.
I realized the way he named the folders, he's like, I figured it out because he gave it to me with some like haphazard shit. I was going to tell him, hey, man, you should reconsider how you name some folders, and I didn't ever say anything. He handed them back to me and had the folders with the right naming convention. I'm like, smart boy.
Well, that's because that's how we do it.
Nice.
But we do that because that's what I learned from working with you.
Yeah, it's funny. Even now with everything we do and how much data I have, it's insane. Like I would love nothing more to take the next step of building an insane multi-petabyte server that keeps everything hot 100% of the time and accessible to whether it's you guys or my team or Red Bull, but it's about a $200,000 investment to do what I want to do on the server side. And then especially here in California, it probably cost me $1,500 a month for the power on the damn thing. So baby steps.
Dude, it is gnarly though. Like you have thousands and thousands of gigabytes.
Well,
of footage.
now that you do too. I mean, you guys are 400 shows deep, so
it's ridiculous.
You're into a storage nightmare too.
Yeah. So what was your background? You didn't have family that raced. You did not come from motocross at all. So that's the other thing that's wild is how you got here from where you started life.
I remember though, no, my family didn't have anything to do with it, but I remember walking by a dirt bike shop in Tucker, Georgia with my dad. I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 years old and seeing a dirt bike. I remember the first time I saw a dirt bike. And then I went to a family thing one time and I think I got to ride like a mini bike, I think they used to call, like with a Briggs and Stratton motor, and crashed the shit into a tree. Of course, my mom wasn't about it. So then, anyways, I was 12, maybe 7th grade for me. Kids in my neighborhood got dirt bikes. Kid up the street got an RT100. My buddy Clint up the street had a KX80. Buddy down the street, Cody, CR80. They, a dirt bike gang formed. And what do I do? Mom, I got to have a dirt bike, please. And my mom's always you got to work for shit, Wes. You don't get anything for nothing in life comes free. So sure enough, for an entire summer, she gave me 1,000 checklist. Here's everything you do. Here's $50, $25, and I don't know, an entire summer of doing all the house chores and things she could think of. $25 at a time, or got I think $1,000. Went and bought an XR100 and joined the biker gang.
That's living.
So, and after that, dude, after that, my mom got hooked.
Really?
Yeah.
So she liked it as well once you got into it.
I think she saw how much I loved it.
Mm.
I look back, I grew up with my mom. And so I think when you grow up with a mom, she wasn't like a crazy competitive person. She worked hard and did her job really well. I think she was competitive in a work environment, but not necessarily in a sports environment. So like I never really had that. I played baseball and some sports or whatever, but I didn't give one shit. I'm like, cool, man. I'm out in freaking right field, whatever.
Yeah,
balls coming to me. I'm like, why the hell am I here?
Yeah.
Dirt bike, the first time riding and with my buddies, it was like the first time I felt like true purpose.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, I love this. Every day at school, all day, every day, all you can do is think about getting home and riding your dirt bike. And then someone brought over Mini Warriors 2 and like then Steel Roots, and we just keep the shit on repeat. I'd watch Mini Warriors 2, Steel Roots before going to school. Get home, if for some reason I couldn't ride because my mom wasn't home or one of the parents were home, we'd watch the movies. And then, can we go ride? Can we go ride? And then we had woods all back behind our house, so we just had the most insane trail loops everywhere. So yeah, we had our freaking biker gang, and that's what we did every single day. And then at some point in my mom was like, let's go racing. And I was like, hell yes.
That's so good.
So
what was your first race bike?
CR80, 1996 CR80.
Oh, that's a great motorcycle.
Big wheel.
Yeah, that's a great motorcycle.
Yeah.
They nailed that.
And so it's funny. I think if 99 or two, no, when was Mike and Jeff were on Alessi were on CR80s, I think in 01.
Yeah.
But if you go back and like look at all the Varner stickers and FMF and like how they did that, I mean, my bike would have not looked nearly as good, but very similar setup, just freaking stickered out. It's awesome.
And fun fact, you did make it to Loretta's one year.
I did, 2002.
Isn't that crazy that Wes raced Loretta's? 125 C class. What a fucking savage, bro.
Jimmy Albertson, and then Michael Paglia were in my class. Pretty badass. So it's crazy though. I only did local races. I had no idea what training even was. I remember watching Mini Warriors 2. That was my standard. I'd see James and Davey and all them on there. Like, I feel like I'm as fast as those dudes. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I rail corners like Janie. You don't really know until you know. So, like, I remember going to the regional, and I was dead set at making it in. So you had to get 7th, and I went 777 at the regional.
No way.
So I was like, and that was like the first time I ever raced six laps. And then my mom was like, you should probably start training. And I don't know, you're 15 or 16 at the time. I could ride 8 laps, Mom. What are you talking about? Loretta's is only 8 laps. I got this. It was a different beast, dude. I'd never ridden 20 ruts in a corner. And I remember going through them, and there's just choppy braking bumps all the way through. It's 9,000 degrees. pissed my pants on the line. It was crazy.
Really?
Full on.
No way.
The first moto, I drew 3. So the year before, Stu had lined up all the way on the inside gate and clicked 125A or youth 12 to 15 and
Got
whole
the
shot
whole
it from the
shot,
inside.
yeah.
So I was like, I'm going Stu, dude. I'm lining up on the inside.
That's fucking.
And sure enough, like I'm looking down the line, I straight up just pissed myself because I've been drinking
No way.
too bad SOTA Fuel wasn't around. I was drinking some kind of hydration, something or another, and didn't realize how much it would make me have to pee. So but what do you do?
You're like, fuck it.
The
30 card
car's going up,
sideways,
like,
bro.
I got to piss my pants, dude. So I just
Dude.
let it rip. And then I shifted neutral right out of the gate, so it wasn't good. Did not pull a Stu. So I'm pretty sure I was like 30th on the first lap. But either way, I remember thinking like halfway through the race, they give you I was like, holy shit. We're only halfway. I was like, because coming through, I'm like, surely I'm about to get the white flag. Get the halfway mark. And I'm like, my mom was right.
Fuck.
Milk was a bad choice.
So you didn't train at all?
I mean, I went and rode a bunch, but yeah, I didn't train. I didn't know what training was.
Fuck.
So I don't know. Would it have mattered? Who knows? But it was an experience nonetheless, and I'm glad. It wasn't destined to be a pro dirt bike rider, so maybe my aspirations would have continued further had I done better. But I'm glad it didn't because it sent me down the path of realizing probably need to find a different career here.
You just finished watching a clip from the full 3-hour podcast. You're on our Clips channel. The full podcast live on the Gypsy Tales podcast channel. It's linked right here. Go over to that channel, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and make sure you never miss a full episode of the Gypsy Tales podcast. If you don't want to watch it on YouTube, you want to watch it on the go, you can also head to our iTunes or Spotify to get the full 3-hour podcast in audio format.